Joining us now is Okpe with stories trending around the world. Hello, Jinx.
Good morning, Dr. Abati. How are you this morning? Look at how mischievous you look. He's so mischievous. Tundu, how are you this morning?
You're too happy. Loud.
Yes.
And really excited.
Yes. When
you show up.
I know that. Well, I don't know what it is, but
you know my struggles. You're still yelling about OG.
Well, all right, Rufai, good morning. How are you? Can we start the show?
Yes.
Thank you so much. Well, all right. Good morning to you viewers. Here are some of the stories that are trending across the globe. In the United States, a video of a self-proclaimed pro-life Spider-Man named Mason the Shams climbing the tallest building in Oklahoma City on Tuesday morning in an anti-abortion protest has gone viral. Day Shams is no stranger to climbing buildings. According to reports last month, he scaled other U.S. skyscrapers in major U.S. cities. After reaching the top of the 50-story building, officials waiting for him took him into custody to face possible charges of trespassing and disorderly conduct. In Nigeria, the Senate on Tuesday resolved to honor Ejiro Otarigo, the driver who was seen in a viral video averting casualties while driving a truck that was on fire in Delta State. The decision of the upper legislative chamber to honor him followed a motion sponsored by the Deputy Senate President, Ovie Omo Agege, who recommended a befitting national honor for the extraordinary act of bravery, courage, and skill that prevented the loss of human lives and property on a massive scale. Under sports, the U.S. Open announced on Tuesday that it would allow Russian and Belarusian players to compete later this year after deciding not to follow Wimbledon's lead in banning athletes from both countries. The United States Tennis Association said it continues to condemn the invasion of Ukraine by Russia. Under entertainment, streaming giant Netflix has greenlit its biggest reality competition ever, called Squid Game: The Challenge. The 10-episode series, based on the hit South Korean drama with the same name, will showcase 456 real players being given the chance to compete for a $4.56 million prize. Squid Game became Netflix's most watched series when it was released in September 2021. Finally, Nigerians have reacted to comedian Trevor Noah on Instagram after he posted one of his daily show skits about how former U.S. President Donald Trump conned his supporters out of $200 million while referencing the Nigerian prince.
The second the election ended, Trump didn't wait around. He knew it was over, and then he just went full-on Nigerian prince. Yeah, just jumped in. Like his whole scam sounded like it was an email. He's just like, hello, my friend, I am the president of a very powerful country. Sadly, I am in need of money to save my people. Donate today, and your money will be used for the great fight, and definitely not so I can go to dinner with Kid Rock, huh?
I can't with the accent. I mean, as funny as it is, a lot of Nigerians are not finding it funny.
I'm not finding it funny.
Okay.
I'm going to need Trevor Noah to please be quiet, and
Sure.
I'm being polite. I'd usually use a different phrase if I wasn't sitting here on telly. I think that's actually quite offensive. He needs to stop with that. With regards to Donald Trump and his, well, he's been accused of fleecing his followers. Leave us out of that nonsense. Thank you very much.
It's not the first time he's done this Nigerian.
No, he's obsessed with Nigeria. He needs to, get a grip.
Chill, it's not funny.
Yeah.
You're right. Well, we'll take another story. Presidential candidate of the Labour Party, Peter Obi, elicited reactions on social media on Tuesday after he announced that he was taking a trip to learn about various sectors of the Egyptian economy. The former Anambra State governor announced the trip via his official Twitter handle, stating that the 3-day visit to the North African country is to understudy its power, education, planning, and finance sectors. Let's take some reactions. This is from Michael, who wrote, "Dear Mr. Peter Obi, going to Egypt for a comparative analysis is a big no-no. The solutions to Nigeria's problems are simple. 1. Remodel the 1999 Constitution. 2. Change the revenue sharing formula. 3. Resource control. 4. Devolution to local government areas and states." Well, Aisha Yusufu wrote, Every little opportunity you have to make an inroad, make an impact, and connect with people, you grab it. Let me repeat, Peter Obi should have been in Ekiti and not Egypt. Well, Sowore wrote, heard Peter Obi travel to Egypt to learn how to fix education and power problems. This is exactly the problem with unprepared candidates. It is 9 months to election, and a two-term governor and former vice presidential candidate wants to go learn something from Egypt in 3 days. Wow, hashtag, we can't continue like this. Well, Sowore also took a swipe at Peter Obi and the Labour Party in a video that made the rounds on social media on Monday, stating that the Labour Party has become an orphanage for homeless politicians, and that the reason Peter Obi left the People's Democratic Party was because they outplayed him with transactional politicking. He also accused Peter Obi of lying to the electorate ahead of the 2023 election. Let's take a listen before we come back for a discussion.
The Labour Party had become an orphanage for politicians that are homeless. It didn't take long before our man ran there when he became homeless. The reason Obi left PDP was because they outplayed him with transactional politicking. You said you were governor of Anambra State. When you were governor, did you build any schools, universities that your children could attend? If the question is no, why are you lying? Did you build any hospitals in that state that you can go for treatment if you fall sick? If it is no, why are you lying? Did you do any quality roads? If it's no, why are you lying?
Oh, well, Rufai, what do we say? This is politics.
Yes,
but Peter
politics,
Obi did very well in Anambra State, and everybody knows that. There are hospitals, there are good roads that Peter Obi initiated. I don't know what your thoughts are.
This is stumping, and you see, my very good friend Sowore should get his facts right.
Yes.
If you want to check, the impact on education, check WAEC results. There are empirical facts that WAEC results increased in Anambra State under Peter Obi. It was from an abysmal rate and it went up. I once did a project with Microsoft where the Anambra State Commissioner for Education, she finally became a very good friend, always will come to partner with, to partner with Microsoft on kits for the schools, and we see the surge, and she tells the story effectively as regards the educational sector. Concerning healthcare, I don't know anything about hospitals, but the education sector I know, I'll say. All of these people, all of them go for medicals abroad. And that's another part. And we've all heard them say they're going to end people going for medicals abroad. How much hospitals have they built? How much hospital will they build, qualitative hospitals that will help the people? It behoves on them. But as regards education, I can say. The second part of going to Egypt or not going to Egypt, I think the problems are crystal clear here. I think we can tackle the problems here. We know Nigeria's problem. You don't need to travel far to be able to, look for solutions. We can develop homemade solutions. What I expect the presidential candidates to be doing is to be looking for Nigerian experts that can develop homemade solutions to Nigerian problems. Because you see, the approach that solved the power problem in Egypt might not solve the power problem in Nigeria. All right? What is the Nigerian solution? That should be our focus here. And tell you what, we can actually develop our homegrown solutions using antecedents from other parts, but copying what works here. We all know the problem of the power sector here. The grid, the stock, what phase is it gas or other things, shortage of gas and things like that, vandalization and things like that. And the problems as regards transmission, unbundling, transmission company of Nigeria, and the problems, with the discos and gencos. We can make homegrown solutions as regards those problems, even the economy and education. So what we should ask our people to do is to bring Nigerian thinkers and technocrats in the room to create homegrown solutions that can work for Nigeria, and in turn this can fit into the manifesto we can get to look at and have a model in place where we can hold you accountable by what you say you'll do in the manifesto. And when you go against it, let us put up strong institutions in place
that will make us start movement for impeaching you when you go against the things you say you will tell us. Because you see, your manifesto
you're all about
is actually a social contract, just like the words of John Jacques Rousseau will always say. There's a social contract between the politicians and the people.
All right, Dr. Bati, would you like to respond to Aisha Yusufu's tweet saying that whether Peter Obi should have been in Ekiti rather than going to...
Well, I already commented on this subject in extenso earlier on, but as for Aisha Yusufu, yes, she's right. You know, she was saying that Mr. Peter Obi should have been in Ekiti because the election in Ekiti is on Saturday.
Yes.
You know, and you found yesterday 14 APC governors, plus the chairman of the APC, plus Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, the standard bearer of the APC, going there to support Abiodun Oyebanji, the man popularly known as BAO of the APC, gubernatorial candidate in Ekiti State. So I think that's where Aisha Yusufu is coming from, that there is a critical election in Ekiti in which, according to INEC, there are 16 candidates. One of those parties that has, you know, a candidate on the ballot is the Labour Party, and that perhaps Mr. Peter Obi should have mobilized support, since he will also need votes from Ekiti State and other parts where elections may happen. Secondly, the Ekiti election on Saturday is going to be a litmus test for INEC. INEC having declared before now that it would deploy, you know, to start testing the new processes, electronic transmission of results, electronic confirmation of the voters' list, beginning from Ekiti. Shouldn't the candidates be interested in that also? And then the third point that has been made, however, is that some people say, oh, Labour Party may not be so strong in Ekiti State.
Right,
that is not true.
Yeah.
Yes, because, okay, INEC even went from, or maybe some analysts went from 16 candidates. They say, oh, there was a debate that only 6 persons took part in it, but that is likely to be a 3-horse race. The APC, which has a former secretary to the state government, the PDP, which has a former commissioner who is said to be supported by former Governor Fayemi, the APC governor candidate by incumbent Governor Fayemi, and third, Sheguni, former governor, on the SDP. But who says, you know, that only those 3 would be in the race? What of the other candidates? Right. The Labour Party is also relatively strong in Ekiti State. So that's where Aisha Yusufu is coming from. And another person who made the same claim is DG Adeyanju. But after my initial comments, I've seen some people reacting via social media, saying, what is my problem? After all, Peter Obi is using his money to go and see the Pharaoh. And we should not have a headache. Since he's using his own money, he's free to go wherever he likes. Right. So there are many perspectives.
Shouldn't do a quick comment before we take our last story.
It's only 3 days. Yes. I don't understand this hoopla. And I do always see social media as this negative echo chamber where each person wants to critique the next person. It's completely unnecessary as far as I'm concerned. It's a 3-day trip. We can walk and chew gum at the same time. If a person traverses the whole country, all 36 states, in the run-up to the primaries, he has gone around Nigeria. He has a feel. He can go abroad for 3 days and come back and continue the work of campaigning. I fail to see the big deal here.
Tundu, you cannot be more correct. We shall take our final story. The governor of Ekiti State, Kayode Fayemi, on Tuesday, introduced the governor of Ogun State, Dapo Abiodun, as the Eleyi of Ogun State at the All Progressives Congress rally in Ekiti State, in what appears to be an imitation of APC presidential candidate Bola Ahmed Tinubu's jibe at the governor during his outburst in Abeokuta. Let's take a look before we come back for a discussion.
I have not been informed that I did not introduce Governor Dapo Abiodun properly as the Eleyi of Ogun State. The Eleyi of Ogun State is here.
Over to you.
I think this joke is in poor taste.
Okay.
Never mind the fact that Governor Abiodun is also smiling or laughing along and waving his broom. When Asiwaju Bola Tinubu referred to him as Eleyi and proceeded to lambast him, talking about how he got him into office, he was also nodding. But then he now tweeted a statement talking about emperors and what have you to show that he wasn't terribly pleased about that. But for me, if you're in school, if a school child cracks a joke at the expense of another child and gets everybody to laugh at that child, you're going straight to the principal's office. I think it's you, Dr. Abati, that likes Thomas Hobbes' Leviathan. You always quote, you always quote that life can be nasty, short, brutal. She also talked about laughter as a moment of glory where people feel better than other people. Even Aristotle talked about feeling superior to other people when you laugh. It's a moment where people like to feel that I'm kind of better than you. It's a form of bullying as far as I'm concerned. I think that was in completely poor taste, that joke.
Right. Dr.
But of course, we'll get a lot talking about laughter. I used to teach comedy and comic forms and the theory of laughter. And the famous essay on that is William Hazlitt on wit and humor. And we're going to get a lot of wit, we're going to get a lot of humor. It's political season, whether it's election in Uganda or in Kenya or in Nigeria. So, you know, they were, how do they say that thing? People catching crews. And I think they were catching a lot of crews in Ekiti yesterday. Because apart from our governor being referred to as Eleyi of Ogun State, in Fayemi's case, he didn't mean it out of disrespect. He just wanted to joke. And so it was good that the governor just took it, you know, in his stride. Because when it was Asiwaju's turn, Asiwaju Tinubu's turn to speak, he also referred to Abiodun, the candidate of the APC in the gubernatorial election in Ekiti. He referred to him as the Emilokan of Ekiti. So it was that convivial environment. The only thing I saw in that rally yesterday was Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu telling the electorate that they should vote for APC. Tó bá tẹ̀ka ló máa tẹ owó.
Translate.
Well, what it means is that it's only when you vote,
yes,
you know, it means for APC. Okay. That's when you will touch money.
Okay.
Well, that's like, you know, a promotion of a bribery.
No, open and
as a standard strategy. Yeah, vote buying, bribery. If you vote for us, you will tell. If you take her, you will. So, I mean, I think politicians should refrain from that.
Yes.
Vote buying, bribery should not become part of the campaign process. The people should vote because they think that the candidate and the party will serve their interests.
Very well said. Rufai, quickly.
I mean, it's political season. They'll say everything. They'll do all sorts of things. They'll have poor tasting jokes and the likes. But I'd like to ask a question. Nigeria. When will it be the time of the suffering Nigerian out there? That's all.
Thank you all for your great analysis.
Thank you very much, Janika.
That's all I have for you on What's Trending today. I'll see you tomorrow.